Good morning. Want to wish you a happy Wednesday morning. Today is March the 9th, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm putting some lotion on my hands real quick. Want to welcome you to 12 by 12 scrapbook page layouts with Barbara Ragsdale. When you come on, make sure you say hello. And I'm almost done. Just waiting for a couple of people to pop on so I can make sure I am live. I think I am. It says I'm live. Yeah, today's an extra dry day for me, so having to really put on a lot of lotion. Well, I will go ahead and just get started because I know there's some people watching the replay or that will watch the replay and they're going to be like, just get started. Well, I want to welcome you. My name is Barbara Ragsdale and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that lives in the San Antonio, Texas area. It's a nice sunny day here. Today it's actually really cool right now, but it should be warming up to where it's a little bit more tolerable. Let's see, I can't see. I think I have this way too high. I can't see who this is. Who is this? Gail. Okay, I can barely see the name, but that's just on me on my side. Let me see if I can turn this, pull it back and turn this. I don't know why this little thing is on my, I have a message on my phone and I don't know why, but it's in the way and that's why I can't see some of the comments. I'm just wondering how I can turn that off. I don't know how to turn that off. Sorry, you guys. Hi, Bonnie. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so my comments are going to probably be a little delayed just because there's a bar on my side of the screen that's in the way, and so it's kind of interfering with the comments that are rolling through. Unless I can, I'm trying to like, uh-oh, what did I just do? I don't know what I just did. I'm not going to even try to fool with this, you guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I just want to welcome you. Make sure this is tightened up enough. Bonnie is with me. Nancy. Good morning, ladies. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Otherwise, I'll be fooling with this camera for a while, and I don't want to do that. So I just want to welcome you. Once again, my name is Barbara, and you are here at my scrapbook page layout live from Facebook. When you come on, just say hello. There's my friend Terry. Well, I'm glad I caught your comment, Terry, because there's a weird message on my screen, and I can't seem to get it off, and so I can't see the comments as they're rolling through, which is a tragedy in a live, unless I go get my computer, but I don't want to do that just yet. Well, I didn't have my computer over here, basically. So, well, if you missed last week, we started on this particular layout that uses the Artistically Inked stamp set and dies. This was page 1, and today we're going to be doing page 2. But before we do page 2, we need to give away a prize for last week. Thank you, Terry. Yes, and y'all are going to be surprised at the prize today. So before I go any further, because this is going to get covered up while I'm demonstrating, this is the month of March and the online ordering special code that you'll want to use. And if you don't want to bother with plugging in a code, you can always scan that QR code and that'll take you straight to my online store and it'll automatically plug that code in for you. And what that means is if you order on my website and it's at least a $25 order, you are going to get a free kit in the mail to make these 4 cards. And these are the 4 cards that I demonstrated this past Sunday on Sunday's Live using the Garden Birdhouses bundle. If you're familiar with my free kits, everything is cut for you, die cut for you, punched, embossed, scored, the whole 9 yards. The only thing I don't do, and it's just because of it's a Stampin' Up policy, is I don't do any of the stamping. Okay, I don't do any of the stamping. I can't do any of the stamping unless I just go ahead and make the cards for you and send them to you completed, which that is an option, just so you know. There's several options. There's an option to get this kit for free with your $25 or more order on my website. You can come to class and make the cards for $15. Class is going to be March the 25th. This month, just because the Garden Birdhouses bundle, the stamp set is on back order and it's supposed to be in next week. Okay, so I pushed back the class a week so that we could make sure if anybody wanted the add-on bundle. I'm sorry, I keep saying bundle. It's not a bundle, it's just a stamp set. If anybody wanted the Garden Birdhouses stamp set, I could still get that in time for class and get it sent out to you guys. If your order's $50 or more, I'm including a spool of the linen thread ribbon that coordinates with these cards. Okay, so that's the online ordering special for the month of March. It's the whole month of March. Okay. And let's give away a prize for last week. So let me pull up the wheel. It should be already ready to go. And if you're wondering how you can get your name on the wheel, when you like, comment, or share any of my videos, that gets you on the wheel. But when you share, you actually get 2 entries on the wheel. And this is it right here once it pops up. Let me open it. I think it's trying to open there. Good morning, Bev. Oops. Good morning, Bev. Good morning, Veronica. Good morning, Sharon. Oh, thank you, Terry. Okay, so here's the wheel. These are the names for last week. And let's go ahead and give away a prize. And then after the prize winner pops up, then I'll tell you what I'm going to give away this week. Who is it going to be? Shannon Howe. And look at that, you guys. It says share. So that means that people that share really do win because you have that extra entry onto the wheel. So congratulations, Shannon. Now I'm going to tell you what I'm going to give away. And Shannon, I have no idea if you have the Artistically Inked bundle or not, or you have the option, you put that off to the side. So what I decided to do this week for the prize is actually to give away this particular layout. Not the one that I already made, but a kit in order to do the layout. Now, you know I can't do the stamping, but the good news is for Shannon, Shannon's going to be attending my weekend retreat next month. So even though she doesn't have the Artistically Inked bundle, which really she just needs the stamp, well, she needs the stamp and dies. If she doesn't have it, this is one of the items that I'm going to be bringing, because y'all know at my retreats, I bring all of my stamp sets, I bring all of my dies, my embossing folders to share for anybody that wants to use. And so if Shannon wants to, she can actually complete this particular layout at retreat next month. And actually, Shannon, if you're watching the replay, I don't see you on here just yet, but I might have missed you. You're going to have this page and then the page we're doing today in order to complete. So I've never given away a layout just because there's a lot of this and that goes with it. So But congratulations, Shannon. And y'all congratulate Shannon, so when she comes on, she'll wonder why. But she may have figured it out by now. Most people do when they jump on and people are congratulating them. So, yeah, you won layout number 31. So it's this page and the page that we're about to get started on. All right. So we are starting with our same layout of this particular piece of designer series paper, which if you missed last week, this piece of designer series paper is from the In Symmetry designer series paper pack. And let me make sure I'm putting this the right direction. I am. Okay, it goes up and down. There is a little bit of design to this. So sometimes you can turn your paper any way and it doesn't matter because it's going to be the same. But on this one, there actually happens to be a pattern. And when I did it on the other page, I did it with these stripes going going vertical, okay? And then the other piece of paper that we're going to lay on top of that is actually from the In Good Taste designer series pack, which is a pretty large pack of paper. Now both of these packs are from our annual catalog. This one you can tell I trimmed down just a little bit so that you could see a little bit of that In Symmetry, that Night of Navy on the back there. And this is the other side of this piece. And y'all know I hate covering up the other sides of our designer series paper. I really do. Okay, and then the same with this one. There happens to be a pattern with this one, and I have this one going horizontal, and I'm just going to put this on there and try to center it so that you see that In Symmetry all the way around. All right, and then let me go ahead and do, I have 3 more mats on this side. These smaller ones you can certainly use as a journaling mat. So I've got this one that goes there, and then I have these 2 larger ones that I'm going to put on the other side of this layout. These are large enough for a 4x6 photo, even if you needed to crop it just a little bit. Okay. Oh, and while I'm doing this, let me, why is it tearing? It is tearing. Y'all know I can't stand the tearing there, so we're gonna break out the glue. Let me do this first. I don't know why that basic white is wanting to tear like that. Maybe it's me just being rough with my adhesive. Okay, so let me get that one done. So remember last week I asked you guys if y'all wanted to see a layout with now it's retired, but I know several of y'all have some packs of this because Celebration just ended, and this is the Sunshine and Rainbows 6x6 designer series paper, and like a lot of y'all said, yes, we want to see a layout done with that. So what I am going to do, I'm just going to throw this in there really quick. I am actually ready at this point to start going live on YouTube. And so what I'm going to do is right here, let me just bring this up just a little bit. For those of you that aren't subscribed to me on YouTube, this is what my channel looks like. It's basically, it looks the same as my Facebook page. But when you go to my page, if you're not subscribed, you're going to see this little red subscribe button off to the right. When you click that button, the next little thing that pops up is this little notification box. This little bell pops up, and you can select your options to all notifications, or you can personalize, or you can actually click none. When I start going live on YouTube, you're gonna want to get those notifications, okay? So you can either do the top one, which will be all, and that'll just tell you when I upload a video or when I go live, or you can click this and choose what you want to see. So with that being said, I'm going to do a special live because I didn't want y'all to wait another couple of weeks for the Sunshine and Rainbows layout. I'm going to do a special live. Let me just bring this back. This weekend. And I am setting it. I'm going to go set it up tonight, but I haven't quite put down a time. But I am going to go live on YouTube to do the layout, and I'm going to actually do both pages. Okay, I'm not going to do one page, this week and another the next week. I'm going to do both pages at the same time. So that live may be a little extended than the normal 30-minute ones that I have going here. Okay, so if you're not yet subscribed, go subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you click the notifications bell so that you know when I go live. And then after that, I'm going to go live a couple of times from YouTube before I start to stream to Facebook because I don't want to overdo it my first time. I know how to do it. I learned how to do it, but I didn't want to do too much at one time. So I'm going to go live just a couple of times from YouTube before I actually start to stream it back to Facebook. And I've been wanting to do this for a while just because it saves time when it comes to uploading and restreaming and the whole 9 yards, okay? All right, so let's finish up with this. I did die cut another one of these delicate little die cuts there, and we are going to put that just like we did last week. We're going to put some glue dots, and hopefully I won't have problems this week with the glue dots. And I'm going to just put them kind of in a few spots just so that it sticks. Let me put one right here. Okay. Let me get those little pieces off. Okay, and this one is going to go this way. We're going to put this one going up. Okay, that way that sticks down. Same thing with our other side. I'm going to put a dimensional in the middle, and we're going to put this in the center. And then I have the two leafy images, which this one my die shifted just a little bit, so I'm going to trim a little bit of this white off of the edge. Okay, we'll get a little bit, not all of it, just a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to break up, I'm going to bend this a little bit, that way we get a little dimension with our little leaves there. And I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the comments. I can see something moving out of the corner of my eye, but I'm not looking at the comments just yet. So if you've come on, thank you for joining. I'm going to get a glue dot on the front of that because we're going to put this one, on this side. And then this one, get another glue dot. We're going to put this one on the other side, going this way. That way it attaches to the back of that flower. And then our little center. Let me put two of them on there. I'm going to put our center on. And then we'll do Wink of Stella last, because I think that's what I did last week. Okay, now the other one, let me go ahead and put these mats down because I need to be able to I need to be able to determine where I'm going to put the middle one, and it's already tearing, so we're just going to go ahead and use glue, because I do not have time for cardstock that does not want to cooperate. So I'm just going to put a little glue on each end, and this one is going to go down here in this right corner, this bottom right, and this one, put just a little on the corner and one in the middle. I'm going to put this one down here in, where's my other page? Let me make sure I'm not supposed to line up something. Okay, it needs to go down just a little bit. There we go. And then this one, let me put this one down loosely, because this one needs to be able to be in between those. Okay, so let's put some glue on this one. Just a little will do. And then this one is going to go right up. I think it's going to be right here. There's a reason why I'm trying to figure out where to put that one, because we have these pieces, and on my die, on this particular, not this one, the crumb cake one, but this one, I pulled too hard, and so I have a really delicate piece right there that wants to tear, and then that one actually did come off, so I've got the piece right here, so I need to kind of fix that. So let me let's put this down with some glue dots. And then I'm going to tell y'all a funny story once I get to that part, if I can remember, because I tend to forget. Like sorry, you guys. Oh my gosh, I had a hair in my mouth. How in the world? Well, who knows with me. I'm the same one that had a dimensional backing down my pants when I went to the restroom a couple of weeks ago. So you just never know. You never know. Okay, so we're going to put this one, in this corner right here. And I hope that I did not put any glue dots. Okay, I only put one up here. Okay, so if you're doing this, well, if you're going to crop your photo down, I think it would be okay. But try not to put any glue dots down on the pieces that are going to come on to this piece of basic white, so it doesn't interfere with your photo. I've got one right here, which is at the corner, which I think will be okay. Okay, and then now I'm going to put this one down, but this one's going to go right over it. And I think I might have put that way too high, but we're about to find out. I may have to adjust this, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to make it work. Okay, so let me get that. I'll at least start out with two for now. And then what I'll do is I'll get another one here and put it underneath this little section right here. That way that stays down a little bit more. Okay. I do have, let me go ahead and do these. I do have another one of these smaller flowers that I'm going to put up there at the top. And those of you that are on my VIP group, the tutorial for this will be loaded before midnight tonight. It may even be sooner than that. Okay, and then we're going to put this one, try not to interfere. That's why I think I put it too high, but that's okay. We'll make it work. And then same thing with this one. We're going to put that one kind of going that way. And sorry if I'm missing comments. I'm not looking at the comments right now. And I'm going to put the center on this one. Okay, there we go. And then let me put this one on with a glue dot so I can get rid of this little piece. That's what happens when you pull too hard on these delicate dies. We're going to make it. There we go. Okay, now the only part that's missing, I got 2 parts that's left. So the funny story is last week, I swear, I just know, I did 3 of these little things. I know I did, but I cannot find the 3rd one. I have looked all over this desk. I have looked in my layouts, and I've looked in all of the DSP. I can't find it. Now, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to find it after I'm done with the live, because I'm not going to be looking for it, right? Because that's normally what happens. So what I wanted to do was go ahead and stamp this for you so that you can see. I know last week I explained how I did it, but I'm actually going to show you how I did it. Okay, now I did use Night of Navy. I'm going to get all my little Night of Navy out of the way. And I used the smaller flower, and I'm just going to randomly stamp 1 on there. And then I have this little 3 flower set. I am just going to randomly stamp some little pieces there. Okay, and then now I'm done with that one. Now I'm going to have my Misty Moonlight, and what I need to do is I need to clean my leafy image here. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and clean this little 3 flower image that I just used. Okay. Now I'm going to do okay, I didn't stamp off. I just wanted to see what I did. I'm going to stamp on. Let me clean that off. Random there, and let me close that up. And then the 3rd color I have was Crumb Cake. I'll stamp some Crumb Cake. I meant to stamp that off. Oops, it's okay. Just do a small one over there. I meant to stamp that off. That Crumb Cake, I did not intend to be that large and that dark. I mean, sorry, that dark. All right, but it's gonna work. Okay, so that's basically how I did that. And then, of course, it wants to rip on me. Let me get past this. I'm gonna do it slow. Maybe I need to talk nicer to my cardstock. There, I just did it slow. And then we're going to mat that on this little piece of Crumb Cake. And then we're going to pop this up with some dimensionals. So let's pop this up. One of the cool things that I found out while I was playing with my StreamYard is sometimes I do forget to talk about because I don't use a little a list or anything like that. I just have to pull things out to remind myself. But one of the things that's cool is that there will be announcements that will be crawling across the screen so that I don't forget to let y'all know what's going on, which y'all know I have I have retreats happening right now, weekend retreats that are available. I'm just gonna I'm gonna apply some Wink of Stella over my big flower here and my smaller one while I'm talking. But there will be announcements that will be kind of scrolling across the screen to get your attention and just to remind you what I have going on as far as retreats and Stampin' Up! Bingo and any specials that Stampin' Up! Is offering right now, which y'all know there's a Stamp Into savings promotion going on right now where the Stampin' Cut mini emboss machines are only $48. Plus, there's 13 other, now let me do this one. Now there's 13 other bundles that are 20% off in the month of March. So after this video, oops, got some Wink of Stella on there. Okay, we'll just do that little part. I think I pressed too hard. Well, clearly I pressed too hard. So after the video, there will be the description in the video will be updated. Make sure there. And then I have a bow I need to put on. So you'll want to make sure you go check out those links. And if you want to register for any events, you can go register for, the only thing available for the April retreat is To Go and the add-on classes. And then for the June retreat, the summer retreat, there are 5 spaces available. And then of course that'll be available to go. That particular retreat will be designed around products from the new annual catalog that we have coming out in May. So you want to make sure that if you're on my email list, you have your address updated, because you want to make sure you get your new catalogs at the right address. Okay, so that's something to consider, and you have until the end of the month in order to correct that. Okay, so this one we're just going to put at the corner of this one. All right, and then let me move this out of the way so I can bring both of these layouts side by side, and hopefully y'all can see both of them. Let's see, I'll put that one there and then lay out the first page. Let's see, can y'all see both of those at the same time? I think you can now. There we go. So there you have it. There is layout number 31. Let's congratulate Shannon again for winning a layout. And Shannon, I haven't looked at the comments, so I don't know if you said anything, but I'll follow up with you through Messenger to find out what you want to do as far as bringing the layout to retreat so you can work on it there. And I definitely will have the Artistically Inked bundle so that you can do your stamping. But you won a kit in order to do this particular layout. So let's see. It's going to catch up on some comments. That thing is still in my way, so I'm having a hard time looking. Hi, Martha. Donna, Bev. Hey, Landa, hadn't seen you in a while. Thank you, Terry. Tammy Jo. Is that Tammy Jo, my sister-in-law, or is that another Tammy Jo? For some reason, that name looks familiar. Thank you for sharing, everybody. Don't forget, go subscribe to my YouTube channel if you would like to get the notification for this weekend, because I'll be doing a special live in order to do the special layout with the Sunshine and Rainbows Designer Series paper. So you'll want to get that notification. Just hit that red subscription button and then turn on your bell notifications. That way you know when I go live, okay? So, thank you everyone for spending some of your Wednesday morning with me. I hope to see you at some point live on Saturday. I haven't determined a time. But other than that, if you miss me, I will be back Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. And I will be most likely going on YouTube. And I'll try to put a reminder out of where I'm going to be. That way, if you missed watching the live or the replay for this particular episode, you'll still get that notification. So y'all go out and have a great rest of your Wednesday. Be blessed and stay crafty. Bye.